These are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody. Before we start, I just want to check if you can hear me. Please type yes in the chat box. Okay, great. You can hear me. That's great. Let's get going. Do you know that 13 million women in the UK are either peri or postmenopausal? That's a third of the entire British female population, and 1 in 4 of them will suffer debilitating symptoms that can last up to 15 years. Eek! How many of you have been conditioned to dread menopause? Horror stories abound about loss of femininity and sex appeal, hot flushes, osteoporosis, weight gain, nausea, memory loss, aching joints, low libido, to name just a few. However, it doesn't have to be like this. Menopause is not a disease, although many doctors treat it as one, with pills for this and pills for that. Some doctors even unnecessarily prescribe antidepressants as a solution. Women are not prepared for the profound personal and biochemical changes which will begin long before menstruation ceases. No wonder they are filled with fear of the unknown, especially in a culture which still exploits rather than empowers women. Women over 35 urgently need trustworthy information about the biochemical, emotional, spiritual, and physical changes which accompany the most profound transition in their lives, as well as about how health and energy can be sustained, regained, and renewed as they approach midlife. They also need new maps for menopause, maps that can guide them out of the desert of fear into a land of new self-created opportunities for living one's own truth, individuality, and power. It's a perfectly natural passage in woman's life. Mother Nature doesn't make mistakes. I'd like to quote here from the wonderful Leslie Kenton, who was way ahead of her time and wrote an amazing book nearly 20 years ago called Passage to Power. Until the climacteric, a woman's creativity is biological. Whatever her political views, whether or not she chooses to bear children, she exists primarily to propagate the species. Every hormone in a woman's body is geared up to make her this and this alone, the nurturer, the self-sacrificer, someone who is forever required to conduct her life according to external values. After menopause, all this changes. She owes no further debt to children, husbands, lovers, or the species. Her creativity, her energy, and her power become transmuted, and for the first time in her life, they belong to her alone, to do with what she will. I must confess, reading this always brings a lump to my throat. So, welcome to Menopause Matters Guru. My name is Helen Diallo, and today I'll be revealing to you many varied and wondrous ways to turn manic menopause into magic menopause. I am one of those millions of women who initially had a very hard time indeed dealing with the many challenges of menopause. Fortunately, I was deeply interested in various branches of human health, most particularly nutrition, natural hormone therapy, and mental attitude, and I delved into anything and everything I could find on those subjects. It took me more than a year of very hard work to learn to live with what was happening to me. But during that process, I discovered many truths, which I have been able now to pass on to others with great success. Plus, I have a secret weapon, which I'll tell you more about later. So, would you like to hear about what I've learned and how to go about learning to change your life into the health and happiness that you deserve? I'd like now to share with you my 3 steps to a stress-free menopause. Step 1. Wise up, ladies. The number 1 secret to a healthy, happy menopause is hormonal balance. That can be achieved in many ways, but when it comes to balancing your hormones, diet, exercise, sleep, and stress also play a huge part. Shun synthetic hormone replacement therapy, HRT, like the plague. As I said before, many doctors insist menopause is a condition with symptoms that should be treated with synthetic hormones, which make millions for the drug companies, also referred to as Big Pharma. Instead, use only natural, bioidentical hormones, BHRT, which have been one of the biggest breakthroughs in recent times for all the distressing symptoms of perimenopause and or menopause. Let me explain that more fully. Bioidentical means that it is identical to the same hormone that your body produces, and it will fit exactly with the receptors in your body and comes from a natural source. When doctors prescribe HRT, they are referring to synthetic hormones, such as estrogen, estradiol, synthetic progesterone, progestin, etc., in the form of tablets, injections, capsules, implants, or creams, which I might say don't fit your body receptors properly and cause confusion and disruption, not to mention ill health. Let me just have a sip of water before I carry on. In 2002, researchers called a halt to a huge government-run study of hormone replacement therapy, HRT used by millions of women under the Women's Health Initiative, when researchers discovered that the long-term use of synthetic estrogen and progestin significantly increased women's danger of stroke, blood clots, heart disease, and invasive breast cancer. If you are between the ages of 35 and 55, there are important truths you need to know. Symptoms can start as long as 10 years before. Most doctors' advice is hopelessly out of date. Many of them know little or nothing about the benefits of bioidentical hormone therapy, although there are some enlightened ones out there. This is often not their fault, as they were never taught about it in medical school, in the same way that learning about nutrition probably took up less than a day. What they were taught consists primarily of information from drug companies, whose purpose is to sell the synthetic hormones of HRT for obvious reasons. Doctors are continually lobbied by Big Pharma, whose representatives visit them in their offices to tell them all about the latest breakthrough in new synthetic products designed to alleviate symptoms of everything from reflux to endometriosis. Try asking your doctor about bioidentical treatment. He is more than likely to reply with something like this. It has never been proven that natural hormones work better than conventional drug-based HRT. Bioidentical hormones can help protect your body from cancer, stroke, and heart disease, as well as other diseases related to inflammation and early aging. And the best form of BHRT is the natural hormone progesterone, also known as the mother hormone. This is because it is the precursor to all the other hormones, including testosterone, and is vital in their manufacture. As I said before, this is a major breakthrough in treating hormonal imbalances and inflammation, especially if combined with organic, healthy, unprocessed foods, good nutritional supplements, enough sleep, and regular exercise. This can benefit your overall health and well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. As a world expert on bioidentical hormone replacement says, we age because our hormones decline. Our hormones don't decline because we age. A woman's hormonal system, with all its ebbs and flows, like those of the Earth's tides and the moon, acts as a link between your emotional life and your body. Mess with your hormones and you may undermine your ability to grow spiritually. One of my clients, Emma, came to me complaining of mood swings, depression, and just generally feeling like life wasn't worth living. I showed her all the natural remedies that were available, and we put together a simple organic way of eating, free of all processed foods, and found a source of natural progesterone cream. After 3 months on her new regime, she couldn't believe how much better she felt and looked, and she has never looked back. It is important, however, to be clear that there are always risks using any hormone. However, the risk of not using the safe natural hormones or trying to live with a hormone deficiency can be much, much greater. And because of the power Big Pharma exerts in its attempt to suppress use of natural medicines, so many bioidentical hormones that even 10 years ago were widely available are no longer in many countries. This is a pity, especially when it comes to the use of the simplest and in many ways most effective natural hormone of all, progesterone cream. In some countries, including the United States, it is still available without prescription. This is not the case in Britain, Australia, or New Zealand. Yet so useful is this particular bioidentical hormone that it is a great place to start if you are looking for help and want to explore for yourself what it can do for you. The good news is that in most countries there are some excellent women's organizations that can help you find it. A typical 2-ounce jar of natural progesterone cream, which contain between 900 up to 2,000 milligrams of this bioidentical progesterone, is available as a cosmetic and can be imported as such. Good women's organizations can also be useful if you want to locate a doctor who is savvy about bioidentical hormone therapy. Contact me if you'd like any more information about this. Step 2, become a vigilante. Da, 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 da. While hormones play a vital part in a healthy lifestyle, there is a lot more to do. The number one mistake a lot of people make is being unaware. Be vigilant about anything that you put in or on your body. Toxic substances in food, creams, shampoos, cleaning products, all add to the xenoestrogen load polluting Mother Earth, and you can help to eliminate this. Learn their names and read the labels. Eliminate sugar from your diet, especially high fructose corn syrup. According to nutrition experts, it's as addictive as cocaine and heroin. And there's new research on how sugar fuels cancer cells, which is their only source of energy. Deprive them of that and they die. Also avoid all artificial sweeteners like aspartame and the like. There are several natural plant-based alternatives, such as xylitol and stevia. A good rule of thumb is put nothing on your body that you wouldn't put in your mouth. There's always a healthy alternative. More than 84,000 chemicals, think about that, 84,000 are used in household products, cosmetics, food and food packaging. And the majority of these have never even been tested for safety. Healthy, organic eating is vital for good health. Far too many people eat anything unquestioningly, as long as it tastes good. Organizations started to practically poison our food, seemingly without most of us noticing. Fortunately, some people started waking up, and there's now a big move to healthy organic eating. Food production is one of the basic fundamentals of our society, and if we change our mindset, eating habits, and consumer patterns, corporations will have to respond and adapt to a new market. Excuse me. Time for more water. The small farmer is getting back to being relevant to the whole chain of production, and people are even growing plants and seeds in their homes. Your diet should consist of as much raw organic food as possible, especially vegetables, plus beef from grass-fed cows, free-range organic chicken and eggs, and outdoor reared pork. Above all, avoid all processed foods. They are the source of most of the inflammation we suffer from. We now know that 80% of our immune system resides in our gut, and research shows that your gut flora can affect numerous processes in your body, including your metabolism, energy production, nutrition, and genetic expression. Your intestinal microflora is unique. Choice of foods can alter your microflora in a matter of days, for better or worse. The ideal way to optimize your gut flora is to include fermented foods in your daily diet. While most probiotic supplements contain up to 10 billion colony-forming units, one serving of fermented vegetables such as sauerkraut can contain 10 trillion colony-forming units of bacteria and give you a wider range of beneficial bacteria. So all in all, it's your most cost-effective alternative. Exercise is also vitally important. Use it or lose it, as they say, but it doesn't have to be hectic. Pilates, yoga, or just stretching 3 times a week, plus 2 sessions of high intensive workout, and of course walking, will do the trick. You can download an app called 7-Minute Workout, and you only need to do it twice a week. It's pretty hectic, but hey, 7 minutes twice a week. Hormones and healthy eating are so closely related that it is fair to say that you simply cannot enjoy good holistic health if your hormones are out of balance. And the balance can be a very fine one. Although some of these symptoms can be related to other conditions, it is certainly worth striving for hormonal balance. And you will find that a healthy, balanced organic diet can go a long way towards addressing many of your body's problems. Learn also how to make use of the incredible power that natural herbs and plants can bring, and the benefits of meditation and a positive mindset. Step 3. Look good, feel good. Rethink how you feel about yourself. Don't assume because you're a woman of a certain age, you have to conform to the norm. If you want to grow your hair long, wear shocking pink and get a tattoo, do it. Go through your wardrobe, and apart from discarding anything that you haven't worn for a year, or anything that makes you look like everyone's favorite maiden aunt, ask yourself if you love it. If not it, off to the charity shop. My yardstick is Joanna Lumley, who's the same age as I am. If I think it would look good on her, it's good for me. Also follow the incredible Marie Kondo, who is a Japanese organizing consultant and author. She has written 4 books on organizing, which have collectively sold millions of dollars. I quote from her. If you haven't communed with your socks lately, thanked your shoes for their hard work, or bowed, at least mentally, to your home and appreciation, maybe it's time to consider doing so. It's very natural for me to say thank you to the goods that support us, says Marie Kondo, whose method of lovingly connecting with belongings that spark joy and bidding a fond but firm farewell to the rest is popular in Japan and is now catching on elsewhere. Her book, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing, is an international bestseller. So take a look at your home and declutter, redecorate, move furniture, paint walls, renovate, downsize. Now is also the time to take up new hobbies. Learn a language, do a cordon bleu cookery course, take up skydiving. The sky is the limit. It's all about you and what you want and haven't been able to do before. I'd like to tell you now about what I've been working on. So make sure you stay on the line, as after this I will introduce you to my secret weapon. You know how it is when life gets on top of you. Things are happening to your body that haven't happened before and that you don't understand. Hot flushes, mood swings, feeling frumpy, old and unattractive. You're at your wit's end and you just don't know how to deal with it. Help is at hand. I want you to realize that you are now at a stage in your life when you can access your new power, and I quote again from the wondrous Leslie Kenton. Far from being something to fear or cope with, the climacteric in a healthy woman becomes a bridge to the highest order of freedom, self-confidence, and energy she can ever experience. Such freedom is of an order that most of us in our childbearing years have only dared to dream about. I can help you with this in 4 simple steps. In my 8-week coaching program, You'll find out how to balance your hormones, restore your lost libido, look and feel younger, lead a balanced, healthy lifestyle, feel positive and optimistic. My 4-step blueprint to solve your menopause madness is my home study online coaching program that comes with inspiring modules and lots of thought-provoking exercises. Plus, you have instant access to an online program that you can get started on right away. No need to wait for a workshop or seminar. You don't even need to leave home. Study at your own convenience 24/7, 365 days a year, 366 if it's a leap year. Learn at your own pace. The only person who sets the deadlines is you. It's reusable. You can revisit the materials time and time again. It's incredible value. The self-study package costs less than just one individual coaching session. You will also receive 3 amazing bonuses. Videos on positive menopause and healthy eating by Sally Longden, hormonal and nutritional expert. A list of toxic additives to avoid in food and products. Plus a meditation for relaxation. So here's what you get if you sign up today to my program. The total package, 4 steps to solve your menopause madness, value £500. Bonus 1, videos with hormonal and nutritional expert Sally on hormone balance and healthy eating, value £30. Bonus 2, a toxic substance checklist, what to avoid in food and product, value £25. Bonus 3, a meditation tape to help you cope with the stresses of modern day life, value £37. That's a total of £591. But sign up today and it's yours for only £47. The link to sign up is in the chat box. So head there and register and get started with this exciting program that will transform your life. I know there's been a lot to absorb, especially if some of the stuff is new to you, but there will be a recording for you to listen to again. I'll also include the link to register when I send you this recording, plus my email address so you can contact me with any questions. But now, back to my secret weapon. The clue is the guru in my business name. I have at my disposal, 24/7, one of the most informed and amazing women on all things to do with health, hormones, and holistic living. She is the aforementioned Sally Longden, and she is unique, and she's helped literally hundreds of women. She's also a dear friend, and she will tell you now in a video all about positive menopause. If you have any questions for Sally, email them to me, and I'll get her answers and send them to you.
Menopause ladies. I'm going to be talking to you about the menopause today. Most people dread the stage of life, but I can honestly tell you that I have never enjoyed the time of life as much as I do now. I went through the menopause at the age of 40, which I will tell you about in a moment. But this is the stage of life where you find your power, you find your energy, you find your dharma, you find your zest for life, and you've got the freedom to do exactly what you want to do. So welcome the menopause with open arms. And let me tell you a few things. I'll point you to a few things that you need to do to help to make the sailing into this stage of life just fantastic. Let me introduce you to myself first. I am Sally Longden. I live in South Africa. I have educationally, I have a science degree, and for many years, I had incredible scientific tunnel vision. But about 30 years ago, I woke up with quite a start. I had a diagnosis of invasive breast cancer. Up until that moment, as I said, the scientific tunnel vision, I saw everything in either black or white. I now see everything in shades of grey, and my mind has opened up incredibly to such a huge amount of different healing modalities. Thanks to the diagnosis of cancer, I went on a health search, searching for answers in any way I could to find out what causes disease and what causes particular cancer. I was introduced to the holistic approach to health, where in fact disease is seen on the physical, but the cause could be anywhere else in the holistic field, such as your mental attitude, your mental programming, your emotional traumas, etc. I also studied nutrition, and I have approached the healing of myself from absolutely every angle I possibly can. So from having very scientific tunnel vision, I have now got a very open mind. I now run Detox International for those people who are wanting to heal themselves. You can't heal a sick body unless the toxins are removed. I run quantum healing retreats, especially for people living with cancer. I try and wake them up to the fact that they should find the cause of the cancer, not just treat the physical symptoms. To prevent secondary cancer, is the thing. I started my own company, a company that addresses natural hormone balancing, because drugs all have serious side effects. I produced a natural progesterone cream to help people achieve hormonal balancing. I give it to anybody at any stage of life after puberty. So I help people with infertility rather, people with problems such as depressions, and then perimenopause, PMS, and then going all the way through menopause and old age. We need a balanced hormone profile at every stage of life. My cream, I sell all over the world. I send it everywhere. However, today I'm going to be talking to you on the menopause. And I want to look at 5 lifestyle changes that we need to make to facilitate sliding into this wonderful stage of life. I will be addressing hormone balancing, number 1. Number 2, diet, to make sure that you're getting the right food for your type. Introduce you to energy foods and tell you what dead foods are and what to avoid. We're going to go into an exercise program that is not boring, that is varied, and you'll find that through gentle exercise, your energy levels will just go up and up. And when I say gentle, I don't mean too gentle. I now play tennis with more energy than I've ever had before. Just like to say now, that as you age, you don't have to grow old. I then introduce you to the ego, self-awareness of the ego. The ego can be a fatal enemy to ourselves. We learn to make it a friend. We learn to keep it under control. And then lastly, I go into how to manage stress. Stress is a killer, and if we keep reacting to the stresses, we will keep on destroying our immune system. So here I teach people rather to respond, or how to respond to stress rather than reacting to it. So I will be talking about all of these 5 pointers in my next video. Thank you. Hello menopausal ladies again. I'm Sally Longdon. I'm talking to you about menopause and hormones. Of course, Leslie Kenton, in a book called Passage to Power, so aptly named, refers to this huge hormonal change. But she regarded it, as I do, as a passage into the most powerful stage of life. So what happens with the hormones? Well, when we go into puberty, when us females go into puberty, what happens is the estrogen that develops in puberty is called estradiol. This estradiol, as you will notice, changes a little girl, a little tomboyish girl, full of confidence, into a much more different teenager. The psychological and physical changes are due to estradiol. Estradiol is the female hormone that keeps us sexy, pathetic, and in the kitchen for most of our lives. It goes out at menopause. Thank goodness. We need to realize our full potential and our full power thanks to the hormone that comes in at menopause called estriol. Estradiol is the most dangerous of all the estrogens as well, as it is the most cancer promoting. There's a huge dance of hormones going on during our entire life. Estrogen is always opposed and controlled by its antagonist, progesterone. Our progesterone is very, very important for our hormonal, psychological, and physical well-being, especially our mental well-being. Mental well-being because 50% of progesterone receptor sites are found in the brain. So you can imagine if that hormone is deficient, our brains don't work too well. And this is exactly what is going on at menopause. So progesterone levels are at rock bottom, where they have been ever since we stopped ovulating, beginning of perimenopause. With progesterone levels being rock bottom, this brings out all the estrogen dominant symptoms. We are in a state of estrogen dominance, where it should be balanced with progesterone. Now we get weight gain, we get bad moods, we get bad tempers, we get memory problems, we get mental problems, we get depression, we get an increased risk of cancers, we get more autoimmune diseases developing, and so on and so on, to mention just a few estrogen dominant symptoms. At the same time, at menopause, estradiol, which is your fertile female estrogen, starts to drop. So these levels now start to drop, bringing out all the menopausal symptoms, such as dry vagina, hot flushes, which people love, just regard them as power surges in nature, and all the other exaggerated symptoms of going through hormonal imbalance. Estriol, which is our powerful estrogen, is starting to rise in menopause, but it doesn't come into full production until we go into postmenopause. So you can understand that there's an incredible fluctuation of all these three hormones going on. Now, what's often offered at this stage of your life is HRT. Now, HRT is the absolute worst thing you can do to yourself. HRT, not only is it a drug, but they are giving us end hormones, such as estrogen, the synthetic estrogen, or testosterone, the synthetic testosterone, to try and balance hormones. Your body doesn't know these drugs, number one. They don't know how to. Your body does not know how to cope with drugs. So they all lead to terrible side effects. And also by giving an end hormone, it throws the entire balance of hormones out. However, if you give the mother hormone, which is progesterone, progesterone is the most amazing hormone. It not only controls estrogen and progesterone and completes their cycle and is the antagonist to both of those, but it also manufactures estrogen and testosterone. It also manufactures all the corticosteroids. These corticosteroids are a group of hormones that keep inflammatory conditions at bay, autoimmune diseases at bay, allergies at bay. For instance, one of them is your own cortisone, a wonderful hormone. Then also what happens, from progesterone comes the stress hormone. The stress hormone, adrenaline being your fight or flight hormone, and cortisol being your worry hormone, are also produced. And unfortunately, due to our constant state of stress, we are constantly producing these stress hormones, which drain any of the existing progesterone that our bodies might manufacture. So this is all contributing to this horrific hormonal mayhem. In fact, not just at menopause, at all stages of life these days. If you are offered HRT, make sure that it is the bioidentical hormones that you are being given. I prefer just to give progesterone, because the progesterone, as I say, manufactures the estrogen that you need at that stage of life. At menopause, it will be manufacturing estradiol, and if you're a fertile female, it will be manufacturing estradiol. It also keeps you unbelievably balanced because progesterone is nature's valium. It has this wonderful non-reactive effect in the body to stresses. So it's just the most amazing hormone to give. It is the mother hormone, so it makes and creates huge hormonal balance throughout the body, as well as controlling bad effects of estrogen. So progesterone has a double role to play. It manufactures, but it also controls. So progesterone levels at menopause are severely deficient, especially if people are stressed. So during this hormonal turmoil, we experience the symptoms of menopause. However, we can learn to live with it because this change in our life into the estradiol stage of life is really, really a positive event. Estradiol is a hormone of power. We realize our power, we reach our full potential, we have freedom at that stage, hopefully, because our children might have left home. Hopefully our husbands have reached maturity, and we should now have time for ourselves. Estradiol gives us confidence, it gives us a sense of well-being, a sense of our own power, and we find our dharma during the stage.
Okay.
So, thank you, Sally. That's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this talk. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the program. Bye.